Watch closely, and don't forget, this is how we of the Nine use our power.
That's what I'm saying! How the fuck do they even tell a non-Titan person from a Titan person when they're in base form? You shouldn't be able to. Oh, that Eren Titan! And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Season 3, episode 20. However, after finishing 19, I was here just chilling and I was like, why does it say skip credits? Because usually we don't watch the opening or the closing just because we don't want anything to be spoiled. However, after hitting skip credits, it seems like there is quite a bit of stuff here that we are intended to see. So we're gonna jump right into
if we're not fast, we'll miss it.
Wait up, Grisha!
this and then
Not so fast.
kick off the
Come
new
here.
episode.
Don't forget again. You can't go outside without your armbands. And Grisha, you mustn't go past the walls for any reason. Hey, wait for me!
Grisha, isn't that Eren? Yeah.
Don't worry, Mom. We'll be good.
Yeah, we'll see you later, okay? So weird too.
This way. Come on.
Also,
Sounds like Eren.
doesn't that look like Nazi Germany?
Yes.
When I first
Yeah, I
considered
didn't want to say it.
how best I should start my story, my thoughts turned to that day at once. Grisha,
Sorry about that.
watch where you're going, will you? And slow down a bit.
Oh, it's leaving. I love it. When I'm rich someday, I want to ride in an airship that looks exactly like that one.
What are you talking about? There's no way either of us will get rich.
I know, but it's nice to pretend. I wonder what all we could see from up there. There it goes. Hey!
Come on, Faye!
Wait! Where are we going?
My teacher told me something. He said the airships landed a place nearby. Let's go and watch.
Really? But Mom said we shouldn't leave the walls no matter what!
It'll be fine. We'll just be gone for a minute. Be right back, Faye!
Does he give you hot-headed vibes just like
The
Eren?
fateful day that I, just a naive youth, was made to face the truth of this world.
I guess we gotta be more careful not to skip stuff at the end, right? But I'm sure this would have been explained in the next one. We'll have to wait and see. So basically, the books that they found in the basement are basically like his memoir, or like just like his past. Like, this is a lot better than what they had in the wall. They got freaking cars and shit, bro.
The fateful day that I, just a naive youth, was made to face the truth of this world.
Why does he seem so shocked?
Move it, you vermin! You can't get away from these devil bloods.
Damn aliens are crawling around as they please now.
That was
Grisha?
alien.
It's all right, Faye. We've heard worse before. Look there. It should be just past that hill.
It's so big!
Are you kids here to look at the airship too?
Yes, sir.
You're from the Liberio internment zone? Let's see your exit permit.
Our permit? We don't have one.
If you entered the city without permission, then you need to be punished.
Yes, sir.
Hard labor or a quick beating?
A beating, please.
What?
Ah, because you don't want to trouble your parents, right?
That's right. My sister didn't want to come, but I dragged her with me. Please allow me to take her punishment too.
Very well.
Grisha!
Here's another!
Sheesh, go easy on him, Kruger. Come on, dear, let's get you back home.
I'm so confused. So they said these guys are devil bloods.
It was wise of you two to leave your armbands on. Kids or not, Eldians who take theirs off get a one-way trip to paradise.
Sorry, I'll go back home now.
Wait. You came to see the airship, right? You may as well do it while you can.
So you take off your armband, you go to paradise. Does that make you?
The next day, my sister was found on the banks of the river.
Jesus Christ.
I showed the girl to the gates of Liberio, and then I went on my way. I was busy with work, you see. And Eldian children shouldn't be roaming about the city without permits in the first place. I find it disturbing that your son doesn't know what it means to be of his bloodline. I mean, you have been teaching him so that he can feel the weight of your ancestors' sins now, haven't you?
I couldn't prove it, but I knew that man from Marley Public Security was lying through his teeth. We had stumbled upon him while he was slacking off on the riverbank. How busy could he have been? Mother was silent in her grief, but father...
Please allow me to thank you for your guidance, sir. I assure you, I'll heed it and teach my foolish son to know better.
He demeaned himself to this man. I began to hate that Marleyan and my father, so much that it made my head spin. But more than that, I cursed my own foolishness.
Damn. The Eren I know would have lost it, bro.
1,820 years ago, our ancestor Ymir Fritz made a contract with the devil of all Earth and obtained the power of the Titans. Upon her death, Ymir's spirit was split into the 9 Titans. These Titans defeated the great nation of Marley and conquered the continent for themselves under the name of the Eldian Empire. Thus did this land's dark ages begin. The subjects of Ymir deemed all the other races inferior to their own and violently oppressed them. They stole wealth and land, forced other people to bear their children, and wiped out some bloodlines entirely. This ethnic cleansing continued for around 1,700 years.
Jesus Christ.
But the fallen nation of Marley planned to use Eldia's arrogance to bring it down from within, and it worked. Marley brought 7 of the 9 Titans under its control and used them to win the Great Titan War just 80 years ago. The Eldian king at the time erected 3 walls on the island of Paradis, and he fled there along with a great many of his people. Our ancestors were abandoned and left behind on the mainland, but despite our history, the gracious people of Marley let us live and stay on their land.
My father was talkative for someone who had just lost his daughter. As he stood there, shaming his forebears and idolizing his oppressors, he looked just like a whipped dog.
That officer was telling lies. The truth was inconvenient for him, so he told lies instead.
Quiet. The walls of this house are paper thin.
Know what? He probably took Faye and killed—
Silence! I told you. Our ancestors were heinous sinners, understand? They committed genocide against all other races.
Faye and I didn't do anything like that! We were just walking outside!
Why are you doing this? What's wrong with you? Why are you so eager to get us all shipped away? We ourselves did nothing. But to those who have been victimized for generations, you and I are devils nonetheless. We should count ourselves lucky that they let us live quiet, humble lives here in the internment zone. I beg you, Grisha, please don't force the rest of this family to meet the same fate as Faye.
So, Ymir
I
isn't...
still wonder which was truly in the wrong. The world I lived in, or me.
Okay. I understand.
Perhaps it was both. I was ignorant and foolish. The world was twisted and maddeningly unfair.
So basically, it's like the sins of the
I
father
discovered
type
my
thing,
own
or
path in
mother
life
in this
when I was
case.
18 years
That's
old.
messed up.
It was around the time I was to take over my father's clinic. What's that scar on your shoulder?
This is what marks me as a patriot.
A patriot?
Your sister was killed by a Marleyan public security officer. That's a verified fact from our informant in the government. There's some things that you need to hear.
It can't be. How could they do that? When I learned the truth of my sister's death, I swore to myself that I'd show these Marleyans who the real devils were.
That's crazy.
I saw that my ancestors' so-called sins were justified. That to set the world right as it had been, Eldia would have to be restored. Our informant within the Marleyan government was called the Owl. He led the restorationists without ever showing himself.
Come, I've discovered the truth. Our ancestor Ymir awakened the power of the Titans and used it to tame the wilderness, carve out roads, and to make bridges to span the mountains. She didn't oppress other people, she helped them to prosper.
So the history we were taught as children was just a hoax. Marleyan propaganda.
Impressive, Grisha. Huh? How do you read this ancient language?
Oh no, I haven't deciphered much of the writing at all yet.
Then how do you know that all this is true?
Huh? Because it's obvious just from looking. And because I believe in our founder Ymir with all of my heart. We're not devil bloods. We're God's children.
My comrades! The Owl sent us a new ally.
Hello. It's good to meet you. I am here as a descendant of the royal family, the last on this continent, Dinah Fritz.
When we locked eyes,
Fritz.
I decided to allow fate to steer my life where it would.
Isn't that what they call the
King?
Dinah was
Yes.
all that remained of a branch of the royal family that refused
Fritz,
to flee
right?
the continent. She taught us secrets about the Titans that only royalty had known before. We believed that she had shown us the path to victory.
I'm sure of it! The king brought the founding Titans' power into the walls. If we take that power, then we can control all other Titans and crush Marley once and for all!
But wait, if the king was able to wield such an absolute power, then why'd he run away in the first place?
That's simple. It's because he refused to fight. In the midst of the Great Titan War, the 145th king forsook his duty to restore order on the continent and moved his capital to a distant island.
That's how the war was
All our pain, all these years of anguish, it can all be traced to the moment our king renounced conflict.
Let's fight again. The true royal family stayed right here on the continent and held their ground for Eldia. It's time we brought the founding Titan back to them. Against its power, Marley will crumble. We'll restore Eldia and live proudly once more!
That's why so they weren't really after Eren. They were just there to get the founding Titan guy. Well, who had it before?
The next year, the two of us married. And were blessed with a son.
I knew that
His
kid looked
name
like him.
was Zeke.
A
royal child, Zeke. There's no doubt in my heart that someday
So
he'll
that's his
lead
brother!
to victory.
That's why he said I came back to save you! And we're part of your father!
As the world around us rapidly advanced, a turning point came for the restorationists.
That's actually so funny.
Bro, no, you gonna have to kill his fucking brother, his last family member?
The Marleyan government required subjects of Ymir to become Marleyan warriors capable of serving as vessels for the 9 Titans.
Oh, so it's only
received a
them
new message from
specifically.
the Owl. He says the reason Marley's making these moves is to prepare for an anticipated struggle over resources, as military technology keeps advancing. Marley currently leads the world using the power of its 7 Titans, but they may soon grow obsolete.
2 was
An
missing.
enormous cache of fossil fuel lies beneath
which
Paradis.
2?
Marley can't afford to let it lie unused.
You're
But
so brief after.
80 years ago, the King of the Walls left behind this warning. If you ever interfere with our affairs, the millions upon millions of Titans sleeping within the walls will flatten the entire world.
Oh, there's
As
millions?
long as he can make this threat, none dare to confront him, at least not
Also very
directly.
big.
So, the Marleyan government has the same objective as we do. They'll try to infiltrate Paradis and then seize the founding Titan for themselves.
What do we do? With things as they are? Yeah, Marley will get it before us.
If they actually do it, we'll lose any chance we had of bringing Eldia back.
It's bad, but we still have a path forward. I'll send my son, Zeke, to become a Marleyan warrior.
Convenient enough, he has the
You see,
beast.
Zeke, almost everything that you've been told by the Marleyans was wrong, but you have to obey their every order, and you have to do it better and faster than anyone else around you.
All of us here are counting on you to save Eldia from disgrace.
Okay, I understand.
They're trying to groom him.
But I should have known, better than anyone, what a wretched sin it is to impose your beliefs on your children.
Yep.
I saw him as a child of royal blood, as Eldia's greatest hope. But did I ever see him as Zeke, as the boy he was? At any rate, Zeke chose to protect himself, as well as his grandparents, by turning in both of his naive, foolish parents to Marley Public Security.
You ratted him.
Bastard.
What a fucking
Fuck you, Zeke.
boy!
I'm glad that you're an orphan child.
Boy.
Fuck you,
Here we
Zeke.
are.
You a rat bastard.
So this is paradise.
Uh-huh.
That's right. This is Marley's penal colony for you Eldians, called Paradis.
Isn't that the same guy when he was a
Serve
kid?
life sentence for
Yeah, that's the
treason
same
on
guy,
this
Cougar.
island.
It's the guy that you watched the
Pure
airship
Titan.
with. Oh, they chopped off his fucking...
Answer me! Who is the owl?
Please, no more! I don't know! I told you everything! Please just
I'm disappointed to hear that. We'll do another then.
I met you once before, when I was just a child.
You still remember that?
Yeah, I could never forget it. Not after what you two did.
Please, sir, just kill me now. I can't.
Shut up and keep walking.
Please don't make me a monster.
Wait, Grice?
Shit! How the hell did this happen, Grisha? Why in the world would Zeke decide to betray us? Isn't he your son? Damn it. Entrusting everything to you was the stupidest thing I ever did. It's all over now. We're finished because of you. Say something.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's the guy with the scar.
Why did we put all our hopes behind a naive fool like you?
Looks like we've got a lively one. You're free to go.
Guys, no! Guys, hang in there!
Run straight north. If you're fast enough, there's a chance you'll make it to the wall.
But Sergeant Major Gross...
This must be your first time out here. We do this to be sure the Titans we make leave the area. They'll chase him for a good while. But they always catch him in the end.
There's
Kruger
Titans they
knows,
make.
eh? Right?
Yeah.
It's him. There's no doubt. That's the bastard who killed my sister.
Well, we've got a whole bunch to turn this time, so let's get a move on.
Juju.
So I was right. This is how they made Ymir. Because I remember this exact same scene playing out.
Yes, but they didn't show that they injected
Yes, they
anything.
did.
I
Go
didn't
back
see
in the
that.
episode. She was crying and they stabbed something in her neck and then kicked her in the back. They just
They
didn't.
do kind of look like their former selves.
Yeah. So I was right. Vindication! Fuck yes, I was right. But how the fuck are they getting the Titan
Get in
juice?
already before my ears start bleeding.
I'd like to interrogate this one a bit further. You can continue without me.
Oh, this one's a woman. Too bad. If only you weren't a devil.
That's his wife.
My darling.
Why'd they bring you here? I told them every last thing there was to know! This woman's of royal blood!
Shut your mouth!
Don't tell me. Is he trying to cover this up?
Good grief. He'd have shut up ages ago if you'd just turned him.
Grisha, I promise. No matter what form I might take, I swear I'll come find you.
Holy fuck, what if
isn't
she's
that
the one that
romantic?
ate his wife?
I'm sure you'll make
His
a
new
great
wife.
Titan couple.
Her hair kind of looks like it.
No, it's not. It's not.
You sure about that?
The hair looks like it.
Kind of looks like her.
But her face looked like...
Well, that's because she was
know?
roaring.
Hey, just calm down. You're still in the stockades. You and Mikasa, because of your insubordination.
Were you having a nightmare, or...?
So let's meet here.
When you woke, you asked who you were.
It's true. Also, you look like you're crying.
I feel strange.
I think what's happening is when they eat the people, they get the memories from the people before in their dream. His dad. So that's why he's having like his dad's memories coming to him.
Just now.
Because remember, Jimmy was asking.
He's telling you what's happening.
Titan, it was you.
Poor Dinah.
Oh! One.
Look at that.
So his first wife killed his second wife because he was
came to find him.
That Grice fellow more now, eh?
Tragic.
Shut up.
So she wasn't just aimlessly walking around. She was.
It was you. 15 years ago, you fed my 8-year-old sister to your dogs. It was you.
I'll take this one off your hands. You can just head back to the ship.
Understood. What was that about?
The Sergeant Major's putting some time towards his hobby. It's best to leave it at that, rookie.
Kruger, if you finished your interrogation, I'd like to see this one dance.
Huh? Wait, what?
I remember you too now, son. So I'm gonna let you go out in a special way. We'll turn this guy into a 3 to 4 meter Titan.
Oh,
then the two of you can fight.
I guess they take the liquid from a certain kind of Titan so they know.
Do you get some sick pleasure out of watching people get eaten alive?
I wouldn't call it pleasure. I just find it interesting.
You're a sick fuck.
Does that sound a bit crazy to you? Well, the fact is most people want to see cruelty. Don't get me wrong, I think peace is a wonderful thing, but something about it just feels lacking. We've pushed death out of sight and mind.
Maybe.
No, that's no way to live.
And
Death
what's
is
his
always
face
near
licked
in
one
nature.
drop and became
some might think
gigantic.
me
Might be because
abnormal
of
for
royal
investigating such things. But to them, I'd say I faced this cruel world head on. And because I bothered to deepen my understanding of death, I can accept it when my time comes. See, it's about education. My boys learned from watching their dogs eat your sister.
Do you not feel any remorse?
Well, I guess I get what you mean. If something that horrible were to happen to one of my children, my heart would break, no question.
Sick.
You poor devils. Sick. It's a shame you had to be born Eldian.
That's crazy, bro. You don't get to choose how you're born,
That is your people's true form. All it takes is some Titan spinal fluid, and any one of you will turn into a man-eating monster.
Also,
the whole of humanity would feel safer if you Eldians would just disappear.
So why?
We wish we could eradicate you from this world.
But you're keeping them and using them.
I have no trouble sleeping at night, because I'm not really killing humans. If you had restored Eldia, you'd be butchering us Marlians right now.
Yeah, I was just
Where's
fucking
your remorse,
grab
you murderous devil?
You're lying.
Use your body.
You've always lied, but I know the truth. Our founder, Ymir, helped this continent to prosper.
Yeah, I've heard it before.
No!
Say, since your history's so
Damn it,
wonderful,
let me
why don't
go!
you share it with your friend
No,
down there?
No! You can't do this to me! I'm a human being!
Ooh, hear that? Your sister's calling for you!
I hope you get fucking eaten, bro. I hope you get eaten. Also, how are they even able to know who's an Eldian and who's not? Like, they don't look any different. Hi. Yep.
So, is it as interesting as he said it was?
Wait, why'd you do that?
Because I'm the owl, Grisha. Watch closely, and don't forget, this is how we of the Nine use our power.
Wait, so he was secretly That's what I'm saying. How the fuck do they even tell a non-Titan person from a Titan person when they're in base form? You shouldn't be able to. Oh, that's Eren Titan! I always liked that guy, bro. Like
I always liked him.
Yeah, because he
That's an Eren Titan.
Yeah, he punched him instead of like fucking, like killing his sister and shit. But like, it seems like there's stuff there at the end. It says skip credits, and then no, that might just be like a preview for the next episode. Okay, but yeah, this is getting way more interesting than I thought it would be. Ladies and gentlemen, leave me your thoughts in the comments if there's anything that we missed. But holy shit! So now we get to see the original, but maybe not the original, but the two people that came before Eren.
Yes, but there's 9 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So there was the big one.
Which big one? The Colossal.
Yes, and then the armor guy. And then there's Eren's Titan.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him like the Rage Titan.
And then there was Ymir's little guy.
Yeah, the Scrappy.
And then there's the big guy.
These guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then there's that creepy crawly fucker.
The Quad.
Yes, and then Annie.
And then Annie.
Those are the 7 that are accounted for. Who the fuck are the other 2?
That's a good question.
Where are they?
Oh, the king has one. Remember? The king that built the wall? He's 8. Because they said the king had one that he used to erect the wall using the billions of Titans, and he can control them, and then he was going to send them to destroy the world if they tried to come over there.
So then there's one more.
Yeah.
Oops.
Also, how the fuck did they not know? Well, I guess they probably... Oh, they might have assumed that the king had 2, because they mentioned something about the king having 2 Titans, and they were going over there to get the founding Titan, which is the one the king has, right? But this guy, he was an Eldian the whole time, and he was just like working his way up the ranks, watching and waiting for his time. But why now? I guess... And why let the royal girl get turned into a Titan, right? There's a lot of questions I don't have the answers to. I definitely didn't think there would be a whole ass civilization. Shout out to my guy Arthur from Red Dead Redemption. But I did not expect to see civilization on the other side of the wall being that advanced and looking like Nazi Germany. So like the direction that this show is taking is very different than what I thought. Like I didn't think they would be turning people into Titan to send them in to try and kill. And now basically what you're telling me is the Titan, you just basically catch somebody, put a needle in their neck, take out a little bit of their juice.
We've seen, I guess.
But no, I guess you have to get it when they're base form, right?
I don't know. They had Sonny and Bean in captivity. Couldn't they have taken some of theirs?
But
it just turns them into a regular Titan.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many things that we don't know, but we're getting more answers, which is cool.